Just got breaking news. Brittany and Abby are 7 months pregnant. And you will be shocked to see what is caught on ultrasonography. Brittany and Abby married Josh in 2021, which was kept secret for so long. They officially announced their marriage in 2024. What a happy family they have. They have grown from small to big by struggling a lot. Finally, they are enjoying the happy moment of life by getting married. We all hope that a child will come into the world at their feet, making their life more joyful. But what a cruel reality of life. They are already 7 months pregnant. They also kept this a secret. Now they have revealed. Ultrasonography showed twins in their abdomen. Brittany, Abby, and their husband, Josh, broke down in tears after hearing the news. There has been a lot of discussion and criticism on social media for the past few days. But here a big question remains: who will be the mother of the child? There is a huge doubt among them about this matter. For those of you who are watching the video, I wish you all the best for your family. May God bless you all through life.
Abby and Brittany Hensel, the conjoined twins who defied the odds to lead successful, fulfilling lives as they navigated their shared existence in the spotlight. From documentaries to public appearances, the world has celebrated their remarkable bond, their career achievements, and the strength that comes with being joined at the hip, both literally and figuratively. But in an exclusive interview, their father, Mike Hensel, has finally spoken out, revealing a side of the story that no one saw coming. For the first time, Mike Hensel is breaking his silence on the events that have shaped the lives of his daughters. And it's not the narrative that many had assumed. In a controversial interview with the Globe Report, he shares revelations that have sent shockwaves through the media. "The public doesn't know who my daughters truly are," he says in a hushed voice, his hands shaking slightly as he recalls events that had remained hidden for over 2 decades. "I've kept these secrets for their sake, but now it's time for the truth." The Hensel family has always been portrayed as a beacon of love and unity. Their story was one of triumph, of overcoming the challenges that come with being conjoined twins. But Mike Hensel reveals a different reality, one filled with conflict, difficult choices, and an entirely different narrative of what life was like behind closed doors. Mike sits in his modest home in Minnesota, the same place where Abby and Brittany grew up. It's clear that he's been through a great deal in recent years, his eyes carrying the weight of years of secrecy. "I never wanted them to face the pressure that comes with being in the public eye," he admits. But the truth is, there's a lot more to their story than anyone knows. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. In this interview, Mike opens up about the years of strain within the family, about how, as the twins reached adulthood, they began to make choices that shocked even their closest relatives. Abby and Brittany, he says, were not always the inseparable pair the world believes them to be. Their lives, as it turns out, were not just shaped by their physical connection, but by a series of personal secrets that neither of them was ever ready to share. Perhaps the most startling of Mike's revelations is the claim that Abby and Brittany, at a pivotal moment in their lives, betrayed him in ways that left him reeling. "They cheated me," he says, his voice breaking. "They lied to me, and they lied to the world. It's not what you think." The accusation, as unexpected as it is not about romantic relationships or external affairs. Instead, it speaks to a deeper betrayal, one involving personal choices, secrecy, and the manipulation of public perception. "I wasn't part of their decision-making process," Mike continues. "As they grew older and gained more independence, they began to make decisions without me. They hid things from me, things they never wanted me to know." He pauses, struggling to hold back tears. The world saw them as these sweet, brave young women, and they are that. But they're also not the innocent little girls everyone thinks they are. They made choices that hurt people, including me. I didn't want to believe it, but when the truth came out, there was no going back. What exactly is Mike referring to? The answers remain unclear, but he hints at a series of troubling decisions made by Abby and Brittany during their late teens and early 20s. According to Mike, these decisions were made behind his back, and their consequences were far-reaching. affecting not only the family's dynamic but also their public image. At the heart of the matter, it seems, is a desire for autonomy. Abby and Brittany, who had always been treated as a singular unit in the eyes of the public, began to rebel against the perception that they were anything other than two individuals with distinct identities. Mike recalls moments when the twins became secretive, hiding aspects of their personal lives from him and even from each other. There were fights, he says, disagreements that were never aired in public. They weren't always the perfect team everyone thinks they were, Mike confesses. They didn't always get along. They had their differences, and sometimes those differences led to real tension. When they were younger, I thought I could protect them from everything. But as they grew older, I realized they had their own ideas about who they wanted to be. As the interview unfolds, Mike begins to share details about how Abby and Brittany's behavior, particularly in regard to their public appearances, was more carefully crafted than anyone realized. According to Mike, there were instances when the twins allowed the media to portray the relationship as flawless, when in reality, they were struggling with issues that few knew about. They let people believe that everything was perfect, he says. But that wasn't the case. One of the most disturbing aspects of Mike's account is the claim that Abby and Brittany manipulated their public image to hide certain behaviors from their family. I didn't know until much later that they were keeping secrets from me, he admits. They had their own private lives, things they didn't want me to know. But when it all came out, I was heartbroken. Abby Hensel, best known alongside her conjoined twin sister Brittany, has been married since 2021. However, the world only found out 3 years later. The Abby and Brittany star married her husband, Josh Bowling, in November 2021, but has lived out of the public eye since. The Hensel twins first gained attention when they appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show in 1996. Then, in 2012, TLC aired the reality series Abby and Brittany, which documented their experiences as they graduated with degrees in education, traveled through Europe, and began their careers as teachers. The news of Abby's wedding reignited public interest in their lives, with Today first breaking the story in March 2024, citing public records that Abby and Bowling tied the knot 3 years prior. He and the Hensels, who are dicephalous conjoined twins, meaning they have 2 heads but 1 torso and share organs and body parts below the waist, live together in Minnesota, where the sisters were born and raised. While the Hensels have maintained their careers as teachers, Bowling is a U.S. Army veteran and a registered nurse. So who is Abby Hensel's husband? Here's everything to know about Josh Bowling. Born in Tennessee, Bowling is a decorated veteran who served as a healthcare specialist, or a combat medic, in the U.S. Army. During his service, he was deployed with the 1st Cavalry Division to Iraq and Afghanistan. After his military service, Bowling pursued a career in healthcare as a registered nurse in Minnesota, where he now works in providing support to fellow veterans in hospice. I dealt with a lot of death and dying, the bad version of it, Bowling told the Minnesota Star-Tribune in 2021. Abby and Bowling quietly tied the knot in 2021 in a small ceremony attended by close family and friends. However, their nuptials were only made public in March 2024. The couple later shared moments from their wedding, including their first dance, which quickly went viral on TikTok. Abby also used a photo from their wedding as her Facebook profile picture. In June 2024, the Hensel twins posted a TikTok video of Abby and Bowling's wedding dance, set to a remix of Adele's Rolling in the Deep. In the clip, Abby and Brittany swayed side to side with their arms around Bowling's neck as his hands rested on their waist. The dance floor was decorated with lights around the edge of the room to illuminate them. The internet, once again, can't seem to stop talking about conjoined twins